Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tanner from TammanBaseballFan.com. I wanted to do a quick video and talk about some Allen and Ginter cards. So we're going to do a video talking about the originals from the 19th century, and we're going to do some from my Canseco collection. All of these are ultra rare, and they're all different types of cards. So I think you're going to be fascinated. So stick along with me. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the set here. This is 1888 Allen and Ginter. It's the first, to my recollection, it's the first nationally distributed full color set of cards. And so I also picked up this 19th century cigarette tin, which is really fun. And love how, love that little piece there. Just a really, really old holder there for these cards. So I'm going to go and probably put some of these in the back here. So that way we can go from least impressive to most impressive, I guess, here. So first of all, when you take a look at these look like they're almost pack fresh. The way, and I had the full set of 50 initially, and I picked them up years ago. I sold off 40 of them because 40 were non-baseball subjects. I don't care about non-baseball subjects. I care about these, but they were all pack fresh is what it looked like. So what happened was, is that, Allen and Ginter, they actually suggested that you glue the cards into their albums. And I'll try to put a picture of an album. I have the album here, so I'll try to put a picture of it on this video, so that way you can kind of see what it looks like. But anyway, so if you look at the fronts, and that kind of really saved the fronts, because if they were not glued in, they'd probably be somewhere else thrown around or whatever. But look at the corners and the surface. I don't think any of these have any creases, but and just look how beautiful they are. I don't think that baseball cards have gotten too much better in terms of like design. I think they're just so beautiful. Color lithography from the 19th century. These are, like I said, 1888. It says 1887, but I believe it was John Clarkson. If I remember correctly, I think somebody a few years ago realized that, hey, Clarkson didn't play for Boston until like 1888 or something, so they're actually 1888 instead of 1887. I think it was John Clarkson. I have to check check myself on this, but so you have John Ward. He is a Hall of Famer, I believe, and a lot of these guys, they've got incredible stories. They have books written about them, all because there's some paper loss on the back, though. Is why they got one for him. But anyways, just incredible cards. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Timothy Keefe. I mean, just another incredible player, Hall of Famer, I believe, with books written about him, all kinds of fun stories. And then I'm going to do this here. So Charles Comiskey, you've probably heard of him for Comiskey Park, and so that's why. Right there. I mean, look at the hat and everything. It's just so cool. It's so cool. And these two I'll show together. They're the two by far biggest cards. They're the biggest players of the 19th century. You have King Kelly, who's my guy. I love King Kelly. He's my favorite 19th century player. And Cap Anson, who, he was this really, responsible apparently for having blacks stay out of baseball until Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier. So he's very looked down upon as far as that goes, but he was also an incredible baseball player. So, but anyways, and this is probably one of the more iconic cards from the 19th century. I'm sure you've probably seen this. You might not have seen any of the other cards before, but you've probably seen this one or the silhouette. So, but yeah, I mean, King Kelly, he's my guy. I love King Kelly. So also show you hopefully some of the, hopefully I'll be able to splice this video if I remember and show you some of my custom frames that I have hung up in my office for Allen and Ginter. I love Allen and Ginter. So here are some of the frame pieces in my office. And this is actually an enlarged version of the front of the album. And these are oversized wood pieces along with some other vintage cards I have. This is in 2006. Topps decided to bring back Allen and Ginter, and people thought that for the longest time, they thought that Allen and Ginter was like an original Topps design. It's not, obviously, because I showed you. We're talking about something that's nearly a century and a half old now, but they resurrected it. And to this day, it remains one of the most popular baseball releases around. So, like I said, these are cards from my Canseco collection. They're all Allen and Ginter. They're all different. And they're all special in their own way. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring them off camera here, so that way you can look at one at a time. So this is from Allen and Ginter X, and it's the red. It's out of 5, and I'm only showing one of each kind. I've got a few different types of each one. Like I've got another red, for instance, but I wanted to showcase this one. It's the picture of his 89 tops, which is really kind of neat. But really cool. And by the way, people are going to ask probably, how do you get it in the center? They make tobacco style sleeves that you can put in one touches or top loaders. So you go to Amazon, eBay, you can grab a pack of them pretty cheaply, and they work real nicely. So you have the red there. Now you have a stained glass version. You can see straight through it. This is probably the easiest card to find, and they're very hard to find. They sell very well. But the easiest card to find out of this entire stack that I'm about to show you. So it's not numbered. I think the rumor was that they're out of 20 or 25, but they're all snatched up pretty quickly, just because how beautiful they are. They're much better in hand, but really cool stuff. This one is, I believe, the only one I've seen, and it is glow in the dark. Another really fun gimmick of Allen and Ginter. So yeah, all the borders, they turn, they glow. So I don't know what the print run is of this. I just don't think I've ever seen another one. And my buddy John, I actually was able to get this back in trade. I think I showed this on a video, probably the end of last year or something. But this is by far my favorite rip card. And Jose has maybe two other rip cards, maybe 3. This is my favorite by far. I think the other ones are numbered to 60 or something. This is out of 5, and it's a double. And on the back, look, he's got his Bash brother in there, Mark McGwire. And it's numbered to Mark McGwire's jersey number. It's 2 of 5. Now, I did the magnet test on this. I think I did a video if you want to search on that as well. You can actually take a rip card, and you can put a magnet on and see if there's a metal card in there or not. So the cool thing is I know, because of the magnet trick, that there is a metal card in this. But so there's actually going to be 2 rip cards in here, or 2 minis. So there'll be one on the McGwire side. So you rip this down, and there'll be a mini card. You rip this down, and there'll be another mini card. And you guys, I don't care if Babe Ruth's in here. I don't care if Derek Jeter's in here. I don't care if Trout's in here. I don't care if Ohtani's in here. And he wouldn't, because I think this is like 2014 or something. But regardless, or Griffey, or whoever the biggest star is, I don't care, because it doesn't get better than this for me. It doesn't get better than Canseco for me in my collection. So this is staying unripped. And yeah, there's only 4 others out there, and I think they're all spoken for already. So this is cool. This is one of the very few cards that actually survived my sell-off, interestingly enough. And if I remember correctly, no. Okay, this is one of the cards. I want to talk about the glow-in-the-dark one also. The glow-in-the-dark card, once I sold off a bunch of my stuff back in 2018, 2019, Allen Ginter came out with this, and I go, oh my gosh, this is incredible. What a cool gimmick. So this is one that kind of reeled me back in. I said, if I find one of these, I got to get one. So anyways, the rip card, though, just an amazing card. So like I said, there could be a metal card. So I think there also could be a wood card in there, but we know there's a metal card. So I think it's appropriate that I show you next a metal card. And here you go. Made out of complete metal. And it's not numbered, but I believe that the print run is 3. Out of 3 for this. And I've got another one as well. I think I have both the Devil Rays metal cards there. So I don't think I'm not sure how many other metal cards are out there, but in any event, this is a really, really, really cool card. So, who knows? Maybe there's another, metal of Canseco or McGwire or something in there. I just don't know. I don't think so, because I don't think Canseco or McGwire had a medal in 2014. Maybe McGwire did. So coming up next is, this is a buyback, and this is a 1 of 1, and I love this picture. So I don't really particularly like buybacks all that much, but let me see if I can put the light on this just to show you how it shimmers, because this border, the frame, is actually something that I created myself. I love the frames from Allen & Ginter, so I wanted to amp this up. I actually had this on another card, which I'll show in a little bit, but because I think sometimes buybacks need to have a little more pizzazz, I figure I'd put this one in. This is my favorite Allen & Ginter buyback. I've got the 4 buyback minis. They're all one-of-ones, but this is my favorite one just because of the picture. So I figured I'd use this this in there. So really kind of a fun deal there. Now another medium they used was silk. So they did a framed silk, and I believe they're numbered out of 10. So this is 9 out of 10, I think. It's from 2017. And Topps actually put a little cutout there so that way you could feel how the silk is. And by the way, you guys, like if you look in the 19th century listings of what they've done, they did a lot of different types of mediums for cards as well. And I actually did a bunch of them myself in the mystery cabinet, which you could take a look at that if you want. I did a video of it. It's like the most elaborate custom card you'll ever see. So this one has a great mystique about it. The red autograph mini out of 10. This is, I believe, 2016. I think 2016 or 2018. I'm getting old, you guys. I can't read this. Let me see if I can. I guess it's 2018. my eyes are getting really bad. Anyway, so this is a non-framed version. They have a framed version that they do sometimes of red ink minis, but these are probably the most popular types of Allen & Ginter cards. I think the red ink minis, hand numbered out of 10. So I wanted to get one of those back in my collection. And I'm going to back this up with one that I just landed. And I've got a little story for you here on this one. I'm really happy with this. This is a 2014. This is Jose's first Allen & Ginter red ink mini. So let me talk about this a little bit. I've been on the lookout for the last 6 years or so for framed red ink mini because I just wanted to get one back in my collection. So here's the story about this. So first of all, in 2014, like early to mid 2014, I went to see Jose at a card show, and I did some customs, and I'll show one of the customs here. And basically what I did was I created this Allen & Ginter mini, and I had Jose sign it in red ink, and I had him put 1 of 1. And he looked at this and he goes, "These are really cool." And I did 3 of them, but I'll just show the one here. He said, "These are really cool. This is the smallest thing I've ever autographed." And I created it because I love Allen & Ginter, and Topps didn't do any Allen & Ginter cards of Canseco yet. So they started up in 2006. And so for 8 years, they didn't have any Jose's. Well, guess what? A few months later, they released the 2014 Allen & Ginter, and Jose was in it. So fun enough, he now has a red ink autograph. This is his very first, except for the one that I had him do. So technically mine is the first red ink mini. So I love that. I think that's fun. But another part of this is fun is I actually have 3 of these. Somebody posted these on eBay. There are 3 of them out of this entire print run. So out of the 10, he had 3 of them. And I said, I wonder. I looked on my old website at CansecoCollector.com, and sure enough, years and years and years ago, I had the 9 out of 10. And I reached out to him. I said, "Hey, would you be willing to sell the 9 out of 10? And he persuaded me to get all 3 of them. So I ended up doing that instead. But I'm very happy to have my original copy. It's kind of fun how this card specifically bounced around. I call them boomerang cards when they do this. I have a number of them in my collection where they went out to other states, to other collectors here, and then they landed back in my collection. So very cool. Love that. And here, this is a special one. This is a 2020 Allen & Ginter framed. It's gold ink, and it's 1 out of 5, and it's the only one I've seen of this. Which is bizarre. I don't know if I've seen any other Cansecos that are gold ink, but I mean, it feels almost like this is a 1 of 1 just because I've never seen any other Jose's. But it's really, really cool. It's a really cool card. I love it. I love the picture. which I use this picture for the mystery cabinet, by the way. So, and it's the first one of the run, and just a really darn neat card, and I love that. So next up is another just really cool card. This is a token. It says Genuine Oakland Token, 2020 Allen Ginter, and it's also numbered out of 5. It's 2 out of 5, and it has Oakland Metropolitan Transit System. That's the token that you'd use to ride. I think they call it BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit, I believe is what they called it, to get to the games. So that's kind of a really neat piece. Also, there's only one other I've seen, and yeah, they haven't done any more of these except for this. So next to last, here is a full wood card, and this is a 1 of 1, and it is of Jose on the Devil Rays. And there's the 1 of 1, hand numbered, which is really cool. And I used to have 3 others of these, but I moved them, unfortunately, when I did my massive sell-off. But put the light on that so you can see it. Really cool. It's like literally wood, and yeah, I love that. Last but not least is probably the most quote-unquote special version, which is kind of fun. This is the mini Superfractor. This is Jose's only Allen & Ginter mini Superfractor, and it is beautiful. And I almost forgot, this is actually my favorite custom I did. I took a piece of a game-used bat of Canseco, and I actually created this card out of the entire wood piece from the bat itself and had Jose sign it. Such a neat card. And it's kind of fun because I love being able to take a look at something like this, which is the top of the line of the latest and greatest technology, the Superfractor, and you pair it with the original type. Just look at kind of a nearly 150 years apart from each other, still alive and kicking. So neat to have these in my collection here, and I'm really happy that Topps decided to bring back Allen & Ginter and do all these neat little gimmicky cards. So we'll go over these one more time real quick. Superfractor, wood, token, gold ink framed out of 5, red ink framed out of 10, red ink not framed out of 10, silk out of 10, buyback autograph 1 of 1, metal out of 3, double rip out of 5, glow in the dark unnumbered, stained glass unnumbered, and red out of 5. So there it is, you guys. Love Allen & Ginter. Love this run. And what I try to do with my collection is I try to take it from the perspective of as if it were a museum and try and tell a story. So I try to keep it down to like one special card of each. But I mean, I've got a couple reds. I've got a couple stained glass. This is the only one they've done of the glow in the dark. But only having one, rip card is okay by me, and I probably would want to get some others down the road. Got a couple of the metals and so on and so forth. So, but I think it tells a nice story of Allen & Ginter with all the different types that they are. So there they are together, and with old and new, nearly 150 years apart. And yeah, I just think that's the coolest thing ever. So anyways, thank you for watching as always. I hope you have a great day.